Hell, there. I had the microphone over my shoulder again. Okay, let me try that one more time. Um, oh yeah, and I got to make sure you can hear me. So let me take that away. And yes, you can. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Now, let me see here. Hey, Big Mama. Let me see who else is here. Who was here first? Fancy Fancy. Beverly Jackson is here. Truth the Dilly is here. No, I'm sorry. Truth is Truth. I haven't seen Truth the Dilly for a while. Love Wins Movement, Lorna Williams, and Novi D, and a host of friends and others. Yes, I watched Special K. I didn't watch, I think I watched most of it. But yes, it was very good. Very good. As always, Special K brings the fire. Um, there was a person who said in the comments, and by the way, thank you, um, comment, commorators, moderators for removing that disgusting comment. Oh, you never seem to be ready. It's really off-putting. Uh, how long have you been watching Royal Sussex? The thing is, if everything went off without a hitch, I think you would have to check and make sure you had the right channel. It's never been perfect. I proud myself. See there, I be messing up left and right, front and center, back and forth. It's um it's baked into it. It's baked into it. Listen, I would be the first person to say, and I will say it, that I am using a skill set that I am woefully unprepared for, but yet, because of my love for the Sussexes and because of this great community, I soldier on, warts and all. So if you want things perfect, the only way to know that things are going to go exactly the way you want it to is to start your own channel, and we will be there for you. I don't know of any Sussex friendly platform that has not been embraced by this community. Of course, a Sussex friendly platform, but if we get a whiff of insincerity, we gone. We are gone. We are going to head for the hills, and you'll be talking to yourself. But yes, that's the only way to know that things are going to go exactly as you demand is just start your own channel. It's not that difficult. If I can do it, I like to feel like anybody could do it. Um, and people will be there for you. They will celebrate all of your growth and challenges, and trust me, I know that's exactly what's happened here. And and I never can say it enough. Thank you for all of the people that was there in the very beginning and the people that just showed up. But it has gotten so much better, but it's never going to be perfect. And I don't think I want it to be perfect. I want to always be in a situation where I'm trying as hard as I can to do the best that I can. And that's just the way it is. So if you want everything to go perfect, start your own channel. Or if you're just a bully who, I don't know, maybe you're an empty nester and nobody's listening to you at home. And so you reach out to strangers. Uh, what was that term they used to say back in the day? Get stuffed. Get stuffed. Just start your own channel. I promise you, we will support you. Um, and then everything is going to be flawless. It is going to go exactly how you want it. So, um, amen, y'all. All right. So, with that being said, let me bring up my slides because they're not ready yet. And while I was talking, of course, I was still working on them. No, that's yesterday's slide. Okay, let me take that away. Don't need that. But yeah, it's some perfectionists out here, you guys. It is some perfectionists out here. Do you want let me tell y'all something. I this is not lost on me. Um, what we do on these platforms, you could compare it to, like, let's say a radio station or something, but they have producers, they have a technician, right? But when you're doing these podcasts, a lot of times it's just you. I would hope to have, all those things one day, but until then, I just do the best I can. So, in the meantime, slide's almost ready. Why do I keep coming back to that one? Don't need it. Here we go. There. Yeah, you never seem to be ready. It's so off-putting. Oh, really? I'm rather sad I upset your sensibilities. Okay. Let me see. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, you know what? I saw that Global Sussex today. Yes, that's the first time I saw that channel. But yeah, they're very good. They're very good. And might I recommend it to someone who needs everything to be perfect every time? Okay. Ah, don't go changing to try to please me. I never worried from the start. Hmm. Oh yeah. Well, thank you so much. That reminds me of that song. I just want someone that I can talk to, but you don't see me anymore. I don't want clever conversation. I never want to worry at all. Mm-hmm. And I forgot the words about 10 years ago. Oh man, I got a cup of coffee right now that's about the size of my head. This cup, I call it my Olympic size cup because an Olympic swimmer could actually dive in this cup and probably exhaust themselves trying to get to the other side. It is an Ozempic or not Ozempic, Olympic size cup or an American cup. It's an American cup of coffee. With an American cup of coffee, it actually has those little red lights on the top, for safety purposes, so that a flight won't try to land at, let's say, LAX or Heathrow or something like that. So this cup actually has those red running lights on it. Also, it has its own zip code. That's how big it is. It has its own postal code. Let me think what else. Oh, this cup also has its own fire department. I mean, they didn't miss anything with this cup. It's massive. It's massive. If I was to, let's say, drop this cup, it would be like I'm trying to think, like a building collapsing. That's how massive this cup is. So I am just a little bit wired right now. Um and I'm out of my coffee pods. So I've been grinding coffee and I think it's a little more concentrated like that. You get more oil from the beans and everything. So yeah, I'm about high as a Georgia pine right now. Let's see. Joyce Anderson says, I have been here when you had 10 subscribers. I ain't going nowhere. Well, thank you, Joyce Anderson. Thank you so much for that. And Joyce, if you've been around that long, and I'm sure you have, I recall that name, then you have seen this channel grow in every type of way possible. It's been fun though. I love the challenge of it. And like some people say, Baron, you work too much. I actually enjoy it, and especially when I edit videos. Do you know a friend of mine saw the uniform video for the first time and watched it over and over and over. Now that is one that I am particularly proud of was the uniform video. It's like sometimes those things you start working on it and I don't know, you do just a couple of extra things to it and all of a sudden it is like epic epic. So that one I'm particularly proud of. Lady T says, Baron, I don't have time to do a channel, but I make time for you, and I'm never ready either. Thank you. Thank you. From one artist to another, thank you very much. And also, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, yeah, I used to punish myself about my lack of preparation, but I realize it's just who I am. And, let other people criticize you. You should never be so hard on yourself. But especially when your heart's in the right place, I always love to say that God knows what's in your heart, and that will carry the day. God knows what's in your heart. Okay, so let's move on. Happy 60th birthday, Elaine Malcolm. Now, I was actually going through some of those people that need to be permanently blocked. And as I was going through it, someone had left a comment and I saw it and I was just like, hey. So, what it is that there's a filter that blocks certain things or things that seem like it could be dodgy. Well, in this case, it was nothing like that. But you also have to go through and, thumbs up or thumbs down, meaning whether or not that comment could actually go into it. We can filter words that are disagreeable. So I won't tell you what words, but for the derangers, there are certain words that you use that never make it past me. And every time somebody tries to get away with something different, all the variations of these words and names, I just block those too. And they never get through. And I mean to tell you, sometimes they have spent an hour trying to type out something and it never sees the light of day. So, anyway, but the good stuff, I just pass it on. So, anyway, happy birthday to Elaine Malcolm, who's 60 today. So, just so you guys know, I don't do this all the time and every day, but that was the first time I saw something like that in the comment. And I'm just like, you know what? What a great surprise it would be if we wish Elaine Malcolm a happy birthday. So, Elaine, if you're watching or if you watch later, happy birthday to you and many happy returns of the day. So, yeah, I don't know if she's in the chat right now, but happy birthday, Elaine Malcolm. And thank you so much for being a part of this world. And with that, Elaine Malcolm, I guess we have to dance about it, right? Yes, we got to dance. We got to do something so I can burn off this caffeine. I wonder if my pupils are dilated. I really do wonder about that. But let's see. Hello, Ivy here. Let me see. It's got to be the birthday Ivy. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Here we go. Hello, Ivy here. Hello, Ivy. Today is Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor's birthday. Meet me at the Royal Sussex party. Church Nellie's gonna be there. All right, Ivy out. You know what? I have not come down from my high yet. As you know, I. All right. Okay. So moving on. Moving on. Let's keep it moving. Just us at Uplift. I'm sorry, just us. Join join us at Uplift. Wow. Good coffee. Join us at Uplift. Sold out. Attend in person? Well, you can, but you won't get in if you don't have a ticket. So I suppose that this is something that they do every spring. Because I was looking through my archives and I noticed that there was a same thing, but it was in March. So maybe this is something that they do every spring. But yeah, and Harry is going to be a guest speaker. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, Chief Impact Officer, Better Up. Well, Better Up, which, of course, Harry is one of those many jobs that Harry has taken since he's come here to the New World. And anyway, we're very happy for him. So, to the people who can actually go to the event, well, congratulations, and I hope you enjoy yourselves. Okay. And see right here, March 7th through 8th. That was the last time that I know of that Harry was at a Better Up event. So, yeah, this one was for 2023. So, yeah, I hope it's online. You know, I'm embarrassed to say that I remember talking about it when it first came out, but I'm kind of lost. I don't recall if they're going to stream it or not. I hope so. Huh. Yeah, I'm hoping they're going to stream it. Oh, they're going to have food and wine. Okay, cool. And of course, the I'm sure this needs to be updated because I don't think that is the Clever Blend on here. I'm trying to see is Clever Blend here. Okay, but I'm sure this has to be updated. But one of the squaddies put this together some time ago, and a lot of us content creators have been using this. But I do believe it probably needs to be updated. Anyway, but there you can see just some of the things that they've been doing since they left Narnia. Hey, yeah, I want a scoop, baby, scoop, scoopy doop, doopy doop. Here we go again. What do we want? Pizza Express. I swear, I say, I never sweat. Um, I haven't seen it yet, but guess what? It is number one on Netflix. So I guess I'm going to have to watch it so I can get the scoop. But yeah, it's number one on Netflix. How embarrassing. How embarrassing. Inspired by real events, this fictional dramatization give an insider's account of how the women of Newsnight secured Prince Andrew's infamous interview. Um, did they offer pizza? I don't know, but yeah. Just remember, he was at Pizza Express, and his mother paid over 12 million pounds to somebody he never met for something he did not do. Oh, I tell you, those blue bloods, they think they're smarter than everybody. I think we'll be done in about an hour, you guys. Now, do you guys recognize the man on the left side? Lamont, you big dummy. Lamont, you big dummy. You big dummy, Lamont. Well, anyway, Lamont, the big dummy, was an inspiration for this slide because as I was cleaning house, as I told you guys, I was cleaning house, I found another disparaging comment. I'm like, these people are going to leave me alone. Now, right here it says, purposely overlooking Michelle Obama, you can't miss her. And I was like, what? Purposely overlooking Michelle Obama? And I'm just like, what in the world are they talking about? And then I remembered that was when they had like that inspiration board. You guys remember that? The inspiration board? And oh my God, do I have that photo? I don't think I included that in the slide, did I? Oh well. Um yeah, I didn't put the slide there, but yeah, it was that inspiration board where it had all of the famous women, and somehow, some way, I overlooked Michelle Obama. I didn't see her. I don't know if I overlooked it or I didn't see her, but I just didn't see her. I didn't call her name. Or maybe I said it in my head and didn't speak it out loud, but um after I, glanced at it and enlarged the image, I was like, "Oh yeah, she's definitely there." So so this person decided to take me to task about it. But as you can see, one of the squatties was like, "Hold on." Oh man, this is why you gotta love the squad. They were just like, wait a minute. Now, if Barron didn't see it, he didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? If he didn't see it, he didn't see it. But why would he do something like that on purpose? I ask, why? What reason or cause would I have to do something like that on purpose? Give me a second. I'm going to see if I can find that slide. I know I haven't. I used it one of the days this week, but hmm. But anyway, I do thank you for the support. That was very, very kind of you. Hmm. Okay, now I know it's on the left side of the slide. I'm looking for it right now. Was it the fourth? It must have been the third. I think that was on the third. I think it was the third. Huh. Nope, that's not it. I see the ventriloquist dummy. I know that. That day was I don't know what day it was. Give me a second, you guys. Stand by your man. Give him 2 arms to cling to. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to be a content creator. How much coffee did I have? Oh, I found it. I found it. It was the fifth. Yeah, this one right here. So, um, I was going over this and I was trying to recognize everyone, and somehow I overlooked Michelle Obama, right? And well, as you can see, oh, YM Joy says they should have handsome prosthetic eyes for the girl who played Beatrice. But otherwise, good job at showing how out of touch they are. Okay, guess what? I'm watching it tonight. Thank you, YM Droid. Sold. I'm watching it tonight. That is so bad. I think I'm being a bad influence. Thank you so much. I love it. I love, love, love it. Oh man. Oh, you know what? I didn't want to drive people to that person's channel. So I covered it up. But okay, let's try to sort this out. Now, man, that print is kind of small for me, but purposely overlooking Michelle Obama, you can't miss her. And then, of course, Shirley said, why do you say that? Barron has purposely I mean, sorry, Barron. Why would you say that Barron has purposely overlooked Michelle Obama? Barron overlooked mentioning her name, but it was not purposely done. Those of us who are followers of Barron are very much aware that Barron is a great admirer of Michelle, and he refers to her very often as a great role model and an icon. So please stop your trolling. And so then that person responds by saying, Michelle Obama is glaringly obvious in that photo, very identifiable. Why is an opposing opinion trolling? And then it was just a bunch of blah, 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 word salad trying to come for Shirley. And I'm just like, you know what? I know how to deal with this person. I'll tell you in a minute. So then, let me see. And then I said, thank you, Shirley, which of course I do thank you for saying those things. And then, of course, the big dummy say, I did not see Michelle. No, that's not. I'm sorry. I told the big dummy. Was that a Freudian slip? Was that a Freudian slip? Did I just call myself? Was that a Freudian? Did I just call myself a big dummy? Woo! Lord have mercy. See there, I'm in too good a mood to cuss somebody out. That's why I can't get the words out right. But woo! Uh, man, that is funny. But anyway, I told the big dummy. Um, hold on a second. Let me fix my other screen so I can see what you guys can see. There we go. Okay. So anyway, I told that big dummy, I said, I did not see Michelle Obama. You are accusing me of something shady, and that's not cool. Please be mindful of your tone. You can tell me who I missed without making accusations. I have no reason to ignore the former First Lady. Now, the reason why I covered it up, that thing, and said word salad is because this person is blocked. And so they will never know whether or not Shirley heard the entirety of their retort. And also, they won't be able to respond again unless they start a new channel. So the big dummy is no longer going to comment in Royal Sussex. And that channel has been around for a while. And guess how many subscribers it has? Zero. But that channel has been around for a while. So anyway, big dummy, you are no longer allowed to comment on Royal Sussex. And we will never know how you respond to anything. Why? Because you big dummy, right? So sorry, big dum dum. You won't be able to respond. You are no longer welcome to Royal Sussex. And we'll see you next time. Yep, that is how you take care of that. You block them. You block them. They can join the Forgotten Brigade along with the rest of the people that were blocked. So um, that one little thing trying to show out. I mean, look at this right here. Look at this. It's glaringly obvious. That's Michelle. It's glaringly obvious. Well, what's the use of the big words for glaringly obvious? Identifiable. Girl, listen. When I reach these points, when I have nothing else I could possibly say, and no words coming from me can do any justice, I have to lean on Nina, right? So, Nina,
Hey, girl, sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
There you go, big dummy. Sit down. Anyway, most Googled Black woman in 2022: Zendaya, Serena, Megan, Beyonce, Michelle. And you know what? It was pretty much the same for 2023. Now, there are other lists where you can move those names around, but Zendaya has been number one most of the, well, is always number one for the past few years, followed by Serena, and then Megan, Beyonce, and I think Michelle and Oprah kind of have gone back and forth for that fifth position. But yeah, so and remember, Google doesn't necessarily mean that people like you, but it is one of the ways to detect a person's popularity. And of course, again, popularity doesn't mean that everybody likes you. It just means that people are very interested in you and things revolving around you. And so that is why most of those people will find themselves on that list. So, but in most cases, I would say that there are more people that like every single person on this list than not. Um, but because of their popularity, well, you know what happens is that they may polarize some and others cannot get enough of them. It's as I always say, and I know you know what I'm going to say, it always comes down to Coke or Pepsi. It's the Coke or Pepsi. Which do you choose, Coke or Pepsi? And so you may be neutral about one and crazy about the other. And that's just the way it goes. When people say, that's this person or that person is overexposed, I just want you to keep in mind that a lot of the so-called overexposure is driven by the media, who, of course, are monetizing that person's success and popularity by writing about them every single day, sometimes about nothing in particular. And so then that person becomes the victim of that branding of overexposure. It usually has nothing to do with the person. It usually has nothing to do with the person. So if you find yourself saying, oh, they're a little bit overexposed, just remember I said that. If it's somebody you don't care for and they seem to be everywhere, don't blame that person. That's the media that does that. We know this because Megan sometimes would not be seen for 2 months, and yet they're writing about her every day. And one of my closest, dearest friends, he told me, he goes, you know, they're a bit overexposed. They need to lay low. And I'm just like, would you believe me if I told you that Megan has not been seen publicly for 2 months? Would you believe me if I told you that? Because it's the truth. She's not responsible for that. And the sad thing is, I think when you say that and you try to reason with someone, they're not even listening to you. They are so sure that Megan has said this and Megan has done that, when the truth is, sightings of Megan was about as often as you would see one of those cyber trucks, as often as you would see um, Miss America contestant in person, right? Very rare. So, but you can't get a break in this world, you know. People's concept or impression of someone is usually based by the media, um, industrial complex. So, all right, and of course, as I was going through my archives for today, I found one of my favorite photos of Michelle Obama is the one on the right side, myself, which I captioned myself. And I was like, you know what? Let's just take the time out to celebrate Michelle Obama as we often do. How many times have you heard me say the most educated, best educated first lady in history with her double Ivy League degree, double, double Ivy League degree. And of course, in spite of that, she is the first lady. There is no salary for being the first lady, right? And the most powerful man in the world, the president of the United States, has been somewhat embarrassed on occasion. This is one of my favorite things about Michelle is when they would have a state dinner and she starts picking at him and he just look at that face is like a little kid. That's what a little boy does when he's embarrassed because his mom is like trying to make him look like a proper gentleman. And so there's Michelle adjusting his clothes, picking a little lint out of his beard. And my favorite, come here, hold still, right? Isn't that how your parents do it? Come here, hold still. What is that? In front of the world, you gotta love it. You gotta love it that she's comfortable enough to just reach over and say, "Come here, let me fix that." Yes, that is one of my favorite things. Uh, thank you, TMCD. That's right. They can't help themselves. All right, and of course the connection to Prince Harry. You know, I'm crazy about that. All right, moving on. I think we'll be done in about an hour, you guys. I'm going to try. 20 minutes. Okay, maybe not. Right here, new propaganda. Oh, yes, right. Glow, who produced that video that I'm so excited about. Remember the one I had you guys watch? Anyway, Glow is like a squatty extraordinaire. She has a black belt in squatty. Let me see. What is that? Sanctification of Kate Middleton era loading. And you know, that is so true. They have gone on this thing in the tabloids where Kate, listen, Kate Middleton, if you hear the sound of my voice, girl, you better be careful. You better be careful. They're about to turn you into a saint. The thing about royal propaganda is that it has no shame and it is thoroughly brazen. These contributors will lie through their teeth for the crown or for more work and will engage in fake narrative setting and revisionist history. They depend on people swallowing this nonsense. We're now supposed to believe that Charles thought Kate was a star from the beginning, but William took 10 years to decide to marry her. And we're supposed to believe Kate has taken Charles under her wing. The comedy of it all, the same contributors were calling Kate boring and the Duchess Doolittle for for years, that is, until Meghan joined. Yes, all of that is true. All of that is true. We witnessed it. We witnessed it. I don't know how they can say this BS without breaking out of laughter. So Kate Middleton is King Charles' emotional rock. If Camilla is not around, oh dear Lord, I guess these royal reporters have to pay their bills. Well, you guys, that is what has been going on. Now, I'm not encouraging you to go combing through the tabloid media because when we engage, we are making money for them. So I depend on a few squatties like Glow and a few other people that that I trust that will have information I need, so I don't have to click on certain platforms. And if it's from a source I don't recognize, then I always have to go back and verify it because, well, some people do change the headlines, and of course that would get me in a lot of hot water. And I don't want to bear false witness. If something happened, it happened, but I don't want to take something that someone has made up even just for a laugh, and then share that with you guys. So I'm very careful about that. So, Glow, if you're listening, thank you so much for all the information you provide, and of course, for being so, you know, great with the that one video I told you guys. I said if you need to explain these things to someone who's not a squatty, it's an excellent reference. If you need to, hone your skills or catch up to some things, excellent resource. So, thank goodness we have people that have taken the time to do that. Jay Parks, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you ever so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay. So moving on. I just got a couple of photos I want to share with you, especially the one with the gold dress. They have been sharing this like crazy. They have been putting this in the Daily Fail, among other publications. They keep sharing this image of Chuck and Kate to show how close they've been over the years. Now, I'm trying to recall, have I ever seen Charles and Catherine ever do an engagement together where William wasn't there? I mean, I've seen William with Ford Fiesta. I've seen William with um, his evil stepmother, right? I've seen William and a lot of people. I've seen Kate with Anne, but I don't know that I've ever seen Kate and Charles do an engagement where it was just the two of them. As a matter of fact, wasn't it just yesterday and maybe 2 weeks ago that I pointed out that there seems to be a war between the two households, and that Charles and Camilla may be a little bit upset with Kate for upstaging them at the flower show? Didn't I just talk about that? But now we're supposed to believe that all is well and that Charles knew she was a star from the beginning, even though she didn't seem to be very partial to doing hard work. Um, and which reminds me, too, I started to talk about this subject, but I said, no, I'm going to leave that for another day. The false equivalency of Kate Middleton and Mary of Denmark. Mary of Denmark had a real career before she married into the Dutch royal family. And Kate has not had a career, period. She has not had a career anywhere. Buying clothes at Jigsaw, she was barely there, right? She wasn't working a full-time job. That was something that was given to her so she wouldn't embarrass the royal family on the wedding day. Okay? The queen kept leaking through the press how desperate they were for her to do some work before the wedding day. Also, we found out that the only job that she had that was not related to her family, besides that little month at the Jigsaw, was when she worked as the yacht girl. I mean, she worked on the yacht. The Daily Mail has a story that shows her on the yacht wearing hot pants. So, aside from that, and perhaps taking business advice from Sir Richard Branson, I don't know that she's ever had a career. I don't think she's ever had a career. So, this idea of creating some kind of comparison between Mary of Denmark, who is 10 years older, even though they look the same age, but she's 10 years older and she's actually worked in corporate Australia, was it? She's had a real job. So she is very prepared for public speaking. The people of Denmark have embraced her because there's no invisible contract. They genuinely like her. But for people to finally look at Kate as being a whole and complete person, they had to depend on the press to maliciously tear down a real working, whole, and complete person like Megan. They had to tear down Megan to try to make her seem as though she's been in the fight all along, working hard for the royal family and the success and the future of the Windsor clan. Nothing could be further from the truth. Kate has never, ever worked hard in her life. This is someone who went from her mother's house to a staff of 62 servants. 62. Who could not be successful with a staff of 62 staff people, nannies, cooks, chefs, cleaners, drivers? Who could not be successful? This false equivalency, this is why I'm so offended, is because you take someone with a strong work ethic like Megan, and you have this person who can't speak in public, right? Who's never, ever done more engagements than the oldest person in the family. Never. About 100 engagements a year, which include Zoom calls. And of course, sometimes those engagements are 3 in the same day. The amount of hours that Kate works in a year comes out to about 2 months of a full-time job for the rest of the world. It's insulting. It really is insulting. And normally, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't call anybody out. Don't hate the hustle, right? But because they have bullied, they have bullied someone from a very proud African American experience just to make her look good, then I have a lot to say about it. I do. And I will never not have a lot to say about it because it's absolutely disgusting. The whole weight of the British press, household staff, and courtiers, all of that against someone who lived by herself in a regular frame house in Toronto, worked on a television show, had worked since she was a teenager. Megan didn't have a staff of 62 people. She'll never have a staff of 62 people in her household. But Kate does, and has a choice of households. She has enough houses for every day of the week. And yet, they try to, it's insulting. They try to sell to the public that Kate is from a strong Berkshire middle-class family. And like the guy said on that video, but she's got the money now. She's got it now. She's got all the money and all the privilege. Lex says, Kay, professionally is what they try to ascribe to Megan. Yes. Thank you so much. Exactly. Thank you so much, Legs. As always. And Monique Thomas, oh, thank you so much for the super sticker. And YM Droid says, this is all prep for Kay's medical treatment, aka the official pulling of the plug, in my opinion. She's been mumbling on the great yacht of in the sky since December. And I totally get what that means. And time will tell. Time will tell. Of course, all alleged, but time will tell. Thank you so much for being a member. And thank you so much for the super sticker, a super chat. It's offensive, you guys. It really is offensive. It is offensive. Every time I would see her walking around with a binder and sitting in front of a group of people as though there was any interest or any preparation or any parts of the discussion that was not prepared by a staff person, is just amazing. It is, and you know what, guys? You know what? I'm not going to feel as bad about it because the lack of preparation for both of the Welleses is so glaringly obvious, and people have, just because we see the press saying one thing, just remember that one guy that we heard, the other people that we heard that have called them out by comparing their experience to that of a working class person and trying to sell the idea that they're suffering through the same discomforts as everybody else in the United Kingdom is hogwash. It's embarrassing. They should be embarrassed to say those things. And if I was William or Kate or Charles or Camilla, I would be embarrassed for people to say those things on my behalf. That is what's going to come back to haunt them, is that they have all of this propaganda going out about how they're just like the rest of us, and nothing could be further from the truth. I only know one royal who lived in a garden apartment that had a staff person throwing waste out of their window, drifting into his apartment, and that was Harry. I only know one of them that had no place else to shop but TK Maxx, and that was Harry. I don't know anyone who lost their housing in that family but Harry. Harry's the only one who's lost housing. I don't think that's ever happened in the history of that family. And why does this happen to Harry? Because he's actually more working class than any of the rest of them. And that's considering the fact that he was born into that family, and he's more working class than any of them. Any of them. It's a shame. And the media is doing them a disservice. They really should stop trying to sell this idea that they're just like the rest of us, because they're not. They're not. Look at that. Look at that. Look at William. Look at William. Look at William Parker Bowles. Look at William Parker Bowles. It's disgusting. Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten Diana, Princess of Wales? Has he forgotten his mom? That's absolutely disgusting. Let me see. You know, I'm looking for yesterday. Ugh, not that thing. Uh, yeah, there we go. Look at that. They're at the Westminster Abbey. You know, I predicted that he wouldn't even go because he wouldn't want to be seen with Camilla. Camilla, the rival to his mother. And there he is smiling with her. Whether I am going to be king or not, I don't know. Well, I'm not in his situation, but this is ghastly. This is absolutely ghastly. You know, I was trying to find that video where Nina Miskow said that that's not my queen. I could not find it. And I searched for about an hour. I could not find it. I know that she was speaking to Mark Dolan, but I could not find it. There's no mention of it in the tabloids because I don't think they want anybody to really take notice of it. Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. And now the only person to outshine her in the family, you know, I just had this thought. If anybody would have asked me, would there ever be a day when Camilla would head the family and outshine everybody in the family, I wouldn't have thought it was possible. I wouldn't have thought it was possible. But yet that's exactly where we are. is that Camilla is the head of the household. She is the head of the household. She has outdone everybody in that family. The race to the throne. Now, sometimes people are in business for 40 years before their business really takes off, before they really make it in the business world. I'm saying as an entrepreneur. And that's just so that you can own a chicken shack or so that you can build your own car wash, right? But Camilla has taken over the British royal family. She is the star of the family. She gets to be the pretty girl. She's had the most elaborate wedding ever, the coronation. That was the second wedding. That was the white wedding that she never had. Never thought it would be possible. Wow. Let me see. Three down. Three down. Charles, gone. William, gone. Kate, gone. Camilla, doing everything that Queen Elizabeth used to do. I wonder if she's got a red box or not. Wonder if she's got one of those red boxes. My God. My God. Yeah, where are the kids? Where are those kids? Where are the children? And you know what? I was trying to find that photo of Camilla glaring at George, and I cannot find it. I have it around here somewhere, but I cannot find that photo of Camilla glaring at George in that carriage. But anybody who she's ever glared at seems to come up missing. Everybody that she glares at comes up missing. One after the other. They all come up missing. Uh-huh. Finally run out of deodorant, have we? They all come up missing. That's scary. One after the other, they all come up missing. Maybe they're all up in the attic. Maybe they're all up in the attic. Flowers in the attic. My God. Look, take a look at this. Take a look at this. You know, at the time, I didn't think much of it. And I tell you, I hope that William planted that kiss on the cheek. I hope so. I hope he pushed into one of those wrinkles because I would hate to think that their lips locked. I put a spell on you. I put a spell on you. Kate looking like Endora from Bewitched. Charles looking like the penguin from Batman. William turned into Lurch. Vinny Blair says, calm down, Baron. Camilla get to be the pretty girl. Well, I'm sure you get the reference, meaning that she's the center of attention, of course. She gets to be the pretty girl, the center of attention. I'm just waiting for her to break out in the music number. One singular sensation with every little step she takes. One single fascination. Da, 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 da. Yeah. I tell you, next time, you know what's going to happen? At Trooping of the Colors, Camilla is going to break away her coat dress, and somebody is going to hand her a top hat and a cane, and she's going to break out in the music number. One singular sensation with every little step she takes. Yeah, and all of the The Irish Guard, they're going to dance with her and lift her up and twirl her around. Oh, it's going to be quite a sight. It is going to be quite a sight. Now, of course, with that old effed up body, she's going to look like the Planter's Peanut Man. But still, she's going to have her top hat and her cane, and she is going to dance a jig. It's going to be like one of those MGM musicals starring Camilla Parker Bowles, aka the Queen Consort. Oh man, this is the stuff of nightmares. Is that the Godfather kiss of death? Apparently. Apparently. Thank you, Legs. I just cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Yeah, I cannot believe it. Oh well. Connie Balmer! Hey, Connie Balmer. Oh well. Mm-mm-mm. So, King Charles' little known role in William and Kate's wedding, revealed as close bond with Princess of Wales, is strengthened through their respective battles with cancer. You see what I mean? They all of a sudden they are just father and daughter. They have decided to change the roles, and now they are father and daughter, not father-in-law, daughter-in-law, but they are father and daughter. That's Charles Goldsmith. King Charles has always had a close. Let me drink some water. King Charles has always had a close relationship with his son Prince William and his wife Kate Middleton, made all the stronger by Charles and Kate's shared cancer battle. As the father of the groom, Prince Charles played an instrumental role in the 2011 royal wedding, but the then Duke of Cornwall went above and beyond that role by choosing some of the wedding music. Isn't that the same thing that they said about Harry and Meghan's wedding? Charles leaned on his knowledge of classical music in making his choices. He revealed to Alan Titchmarsh on Classic FM in 2020, he said, "Oh, I love trying to organize some interesting and I hope pieces of music for certain occasions, particularly for weddings if people want. I know what my eldest son was quite understanding and was perfectly happy for me to suggest a few pieces for their wedding, whatever suggestion means." Whatever suggestion means. I'm telling you, I recall they said the same thing about Harry and Meghan's wedding, that Charles was instrumental in choosing the music. That's what I heard. Hmm. Oh well. By the time they're done with all of this malarkey, they're going to say that Charles was present at the birth, and that he helped guide the midwife, and it was he who took the baby out onto the front lawn of their Buckleberry home and held Kate up to the moon and said, "Behold, the only thing greater than yourself, whatever great is." Yeah, yeah, Charles did the original Alex Haley Roots slash what is that movie? Lion King. Yeah, he did all of that stuff. He sure did. Let me see. Now, one of the squatties decided to give us a little reminder of how the press used to write about Kate. Wadey Katie got a lesson to learn. Prince William and Kate just won't measure up to the high standards set by the Queen. I'm no Wadey Katie. Middleton proves she's a working girl by posting glossy picture on her family business website. Now, when they were critical of her not working by her being lazy, Duchess Doolittle, this was before the wedding. See that 2008? This is before the wedding. In order to prove to the world that she's not just sitting around waiting for someone rich, they actually conjured up some kind of thing where she was supposed to be working for party pieces. The only thing I could think of is instead of one Middleton ordering everybody around, they had two people yelling at the staff. Let me see here. YM Droid says Charles shared his lip gloss with Kate. Thank you, YM Droid. Yeah, their mutual love for strawberry lip gloss was established that one particular day when Charles decided to share some from his personal collection. But yeah, so there you go. These are just a few of the headlines that someone shared just to make sure that we kept it real, as it were. Now, here's yet another article where Kennedy from the Daily Mail decided to go after this civilian. He's not a public figure. How rank that my old university won't fire their repugnant race and equality director for horrid harassment of stricken Kate. Now, why is it stricken Kate, but it's cancer stricken Charles? Right? Is stricken Kate, but every time you see Charles, they always say cancer stricken. Oh, I think I know why. Never mind. Here's my prescription for the deranged university disease infecting academia. So she wrote yet another article about this person who I found out also is a cancer survivor who actually did have cancer and he knows a bit about it. Like right here, he had actually tweeted back on March 23rd. I wonder if Kate Middleton has cancer. Right here, he says, really and truly wondering if Kate Middleton is still alive. And before that, was this before or after? But right here, he says, hi, hello, I'm a cancer survivor who spent years as Leukemia Lymphoma Society's youngest board member. Like many at first, no wonder they're after him. Like many at first, I didn't know whether to believe Kate actually has cancer or whether the royal family was using cancer card to silence speculation. And the other tweet there, he says, a cancer survivor, I can confirm society treats cancer like a death sentence, patients like pitiful weaklings. I personally do not believe Kate Middleton had cancer. The royal presumed cancer chemo mere vague mentions would squash concerns. Um, did that get cut off? Kate's absence? Reason for Kate's absence. It mostly did. Well, and that's true. That's true. The tone in which people began to speak changed. Yeah, the tone, the language, it changed, and a lot of people just dropped off and refused to mention her at all. Uh, right. Thank you. Thank you. Jeremy Clarkson didn't get fired. And this Kennedy person, well, I'll tell you some more about her soon, but she's an American. She's an American, and they love that to have an American. And I'm starting to think she herself may be of mixed race. I'm starting to believe that. So, the other post right there, Jonathan Perk, JP, right there, you can see it says, one difference between me and the masses who knew Kate voicing the something family vague cancer mention felt off. I'm a black higher education DEI expert and cancer survivor. They're attacking me to further the notion that DEI, in other words, black people, especially men, are a threat to white women. Uh, quote unquote, a threat to white women. Well, this is a thing. This is a thing. Now, if he's on a board um, that deals with, cancer, and he has his doubts, and of course, being a very public person and what they assume to be a very vulnerable position, well, there's no wonder that by trying to get him fired, or, if indeed he, and I doubt if he's going to lose his job, but if indeed, if he did lose his job, then that would silence everyone else. That would discourage people from coming forward or creating any type of doubt for voicing their opinion. They want to shut that down. They want to shut that down. And maybe the reason why they're working so hard to go after him and a few other people is because maybe there's some more big news coming up. Maybe there's another rollout of something coming up, and it's going to be so much worse than the last thing that came out. And they probably need people's attention focused in a certain direction without any outside interference. So, one way to achieve that would be going after the big fish. But the thing is, the only reason why we know anything about him is because they decided to go after someone who is relatively unknown. But I guess they assume that he's speaking with a certain level of authority that could be problematic for whatever agenda they have set. I don't know. Weird though. So right here, this was today's article. Kennedy says, "How ranked that my alma mater UCLA won't fire their repugnant race and equality director for horrid harassment of stricken Kate. Here's my prescription for the deranged something something disease infectious academia." So this one woman says here, he has sociopath eyes, proper freaky. Their eyes always look the same. Oh my goodness. She went there. Oh, hold on a second. Well, you saw those freaky eyes. But you know what I forgot? I forgot the his retort. I wanted to show you his retort. It is hilarious. Um he had an answer for this person, and I've definitely forgot that slide. So let me see if I can find it. Uh oh my goodness. Let me see if I could find it. It was funny. Uh nope, I won't be able to find it. But yeah, he actually had posted a photo. He had posted a photo. I'm gonna try one more time. Give me just a second. Oh my goodness. I see a picture of him and Wanda Sykes. Ah. Ah, well, maybe he do know some people out there. Oh my god. But he has been trolling the he's been trolling the Daily Mail. So you know what? And that's good that he gets to keep his job. I don't want the guy to get fired. Okay. Yeah, I'm not finding it. I'm not finding it. There's so much more stuff on his timeline that it would probably be impossible to find it because his ooh, what is that one? Okay, I gotta save that one for tomorrow. Oh my goodness. Yeah, his timeline is hot right now. Okay, never you mind. I'm gonna move on. Oh man, gosh, I wish I would have saved that one. Ah, and I thought I did, but I did not. It was a retort to the comment about wait. Oh, lioness. Well, we know where her sentiments lie. She's probably a Brexiteer. She's probably a Brexiteer. Yeah, she's a Brexit girl. Now we understand she's a Brexit girl. Oh man. Yes, and she's really going after this guy. I cannot believe it, but she's really going after him. Oh my goodness. Okay. Uh-oh, I just saw an anti-Sussex thing on her page. Now I'm catching on. Now I understand. She's got it in for him. Oh yeah. Also, I didn't place also I didn't also didn't his place of work receive money from Harry and Meghan's charity? Okay, there's a big lie. I'm telling you, the derangers, they will just make up stuff. They will make up stuff on the fly. They will truly make up stuff on the fly. Oh, okay. Well, I got some work to do later. I'm going to have to get my burner account. I'm going to have to get on my burner account. I am going to have to get on my burner account. I got some heck to raise later. Oh man, that is going to be fun. All right, moving on, you guys. Let's keep it moving. Oh, 1,699 people. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Again, please don't forget to hit the like button. Carla Johnson. Let's see. Baron, I am a cancer survivor. I don't believe Charles or Kate. I do understand everyone has a different take. Scoop was great. Carla Johnson, thank you so much for the super chat. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And cheers to you being a survivor. Cheers to you being a survivor. And you know, I I have I have so much, you know, guys, I have a lot of respect for the uh for medicine, for modern medicine. And yes, a lot of surviving is modern medicine. And a lot of it is the sheer force of will, the faith, and determination of whoever is stricken by it. So it's a combination of things. But I believe also that um, God guides the hands of those who do that kind of work. So um, it's extraordinary. And sometimes I feel sad because I have relatives that if they would have just lived a few years longer, there would have been a treatment that would have been more effective than the last, right? But unfortunately, that's not the way it works out. So it's a very serious thing. And it's been so much of it in my family. And people always ask me, are you afraid? Nope, I am not. Cross that bridge when we get to it. I am not afraid. And trust me, I have good reason to be afraid, but I also have strong faith in medical science. I have faith in the Lord, and all of those things is the reason why I don't live in constant fear, right? I do not live in constant fear. So it's a very real thing. And there's a lot of people that have doubts about Charles and Kate. And the first thing I said when all of this came out is that I would hate to believe that those people working at that hospital or anyone in the medical field would be pressured to be a part of any deception, right? I care more about the integrity of the medical people than I care about that family. So I continue to hope and pray that those kids are not going to be made part of a lie and that the medical professionals are not going to be a part of some big deception for the sake of that institution. I hope that neither one of those are put at risk because of whatever game that these people are playing. So it's very serious. Where that's concerned, it is very, very serious. So thank you for sharing that with us, Carla. And thank you again so much for the super chat. But it's a very serious thing. But having seen many people in my family fighting cancer, I'm just not afraid. I'm just not afraid. I don't live in fear like that. Yeah, that seems kind of interesting, doesn't it? I was kind of concerned about that. But well, they keep changing the narrative, Rosalind. They keep changing the Gatewood. I'm sorry, Rosalind. I keep calling you Rosalind. It's Rosalind. They keep changing the narrative, and that's exactly what they have been doing with Princess Diana's name ever since uh, that night in the tunnel. They keep changing it. Diana played games. Diana was immature. Diana had mental illness. Diana made bargains, all of those things. Everything to blame the victim. But the family, the royal family, they are the ones who stripped Diana of all the protection of being the mother of a future king. After the divorce, which she did not ask for, she was told she had to divorce the person who snatched her from obscurity, Charles. And we all know what her ultimate punishment was for being divorced from him. We all know what happened. And the person who benefits the most is the star of the royal family. That's who benefits the most. We have taken a very conspicuously average looking person and turned her into the great beauty of our age, if you get my pun. And how that is possible is still a mystery. But I hope people will. I just hope that someone with enough inside information will write about this and share the truth with the rest of the world. I don't want it to be Harry. Harry's already taken enough heat. I want it to be someone else. But I do hope that someone will tell the truth. Someone will share that information with the world. But it's an unfair burden for Harry to be put in that position. But I do hope that one day the story can be told. But we haven't seen those kids since December, you guys. We have not seen those children since December. And you would think that the people in the public, and that's why sitting on that bench that day, Kate going to sit on that bench solved a lot of problems. And I'm just going to say it one more time. Nobody forced her to tell us everything. That was a choice. That was a choice to tell us everything. Nobody forced that. That was a choice that she made. And by doing so, it solved a lot of problems for that institution. But they have the luxury of just simply changing the narrative. They are always able to change the narrative, and it's so easy for them to do. It's like a lazy yawn for them to change the narrative. And all they have to do is mobilize the which, okay, I was going to go to another thing, but I said no, let me stop because I'm kind of jumping back and forth with a few things that's on my mind, and I'll just talk about it later. Hmm, okay. Wow, but she's really been that lioness person. She has really been going after Jay Parks. She has really been going after him. I mean, she's been all over his timeline like a cheap suit. She has been all over his timeline like a cheap suit. Oh, oh well. Okay, let me get away from her page because I'm going down the rabbit hole, you guys. I'm going down the rabbit hole, and that's not good. All right. Enough, enough, enough. So, royal commentator Kinsey Schofield has emotionally defended Queen Camilla after panelist Nina Miskow claimed the royal isn't her queen. I tried to find it and I couldn't. Now, I saw her, you know, um, Kinsey, Kinsey, Kinsey is very emotional, or she's a great actress, but she is quite emotional. She seems to cry at the drop of a hat. Everything, I mean, I want to believe that it's fake, but I do believe that she fancies herself part of the royal family. She fancies herself as part of the royal family. She seems to live in a world of make believe. I went on her one of her social media platforms, and she lives like a Barbie doll. She lives like a Barbie doll. And it's not so much that she is a reporter as she's pretending to be one. Everything that she does, she's like Kate. If you put a binder in her hand, she's leading a corporate meeting, right? If you put a piano in front of her, she is a trained concert pianist. As far as she knows, she graduated from Juilliard. And that's how Kinsey is. She can just make believe her way through stuff. I got to give her credit for it because she's got the whole world fooled. She has people believing that she's a royal expert. They refer to her as a royal expert. Kinsey Schofield is a royal expert. I cringe every time I hear that, but she's referred to as a royal expert. So, you know what? I'm a royal expert too. As I believe, so I am. And his family is going through a lot right now. And I think that we need to have respect for them. And we need to respect that difficult time that they're having and this cruel discussions to have. It is unnecessary to have right now. Oh, Camilla, why won't they leave her alone? I mean, she was just boo-hooing, crying like a rat eating onions. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I'm looking at this girl having a major breakdown. It's the wrong conversation for right now. We need to be more respectful at this difficult time. Oh, Camilla. Oh, how could they say this about Camilla? She is the queen. Ooh.
Hey, girl, sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
Yeah. Sit down, Kinsey. Sit down. She was literally crying, you guys. She was crying. Uh, she has a talent for making everything about herself. She has a talent for making everything about herself. Yeah. Yeah, it was so phony. It was so phony. It was so phony. This girl has been hanging around Hollywood for years. And in the world of make believe, she has convinced people that she's a royal expert and they believe it. But we all know what the sinister truth is. They found an American that lives in California, that lives around Hollywood, that knows how to convince people that she has credibility and they believe that she has some inside information about Harry and Meghan. And the people who need to believe that Harry and Meghan aren't so popular, the people who need to believe that Harry and Meghan want nothing more than to walk the red carpet, they believe her. People who want to hear that Harry and Meghan are going broke. But I'm telling you guys, she's playing a very dangerous game as far as careers are concerned because one of these days, she is going to find herself excluded from certain things because of the way that she has been treating them. One of these days, it is going to come back and bite her in her non existent behind. Let me see. Having U.S. commentators is not for the U.S. audience. It is for the royalists in the UK to believe they have credibility. It's artificial. U.S. doesn't care. Thank you, Legs. Absolutely. I wish I could share that with all of those derangers, those Brexiteers, and those wicked monarchists. I wish I could share that with all of them because she doesn't know what she's talking about. If she had that kind of information, she wouldn't just be speaking to these little trashy shows in the UK. If she knew all that information that she pretends to know, she wouldn't have that little spot that she has. I mean, her studio is her living room. She doesn't go to a studio. Her studio is her living room. She actually shared a photo of her setup. She got some impressive equipment. Of course, that is on loan from British Television or whatever company that brokers her services as a flim flammer on British TV. That's Nina Miskow. Now, Nina is not a what do you call it? She's not a squatty by any stretch of the imagination. But Nina Miskow, from time to time, she does get it right. And she really went to bat for Archie when they were trying to talk, Charles out of leaving his uh, princely title of loan, because they were having a serious discussion about that. And I believe there was a lot of people that was trying to force Charles into taking a position. And then finally, someone speaking on behalf of them said that, when he becomes king, that he's not going to be preoccupied with whether or not Archie and Lily have titles. But they were definitely trying to force something. They were definitely trying to force something. And she was on Jeremy Vine and she spoke out. And so I kind of took a liking to her. But like I said, you'd be making a terrible mistake to assume that any of those people, like people were doing with with what's her name, Dunlap, with what's her name, Dunlap, people were making that assumption. And then one day she said something really foul about the Sussexes. And, and it was kind of in your face. But the thing is, um, they all have jobs and they all make their money on those little pathetic shows like Jeremy Vine. And so I think that they probably are more sympathetic than not, but they have to play that game because I have stressed this so many times, you guys. When you watch those panels, that is theater. That is theater. The View is theater. Um, what is that show? Loose Women. That is theater. That is not real television. That is not a real discussion. Everything is being fed to them through an earpiece. They've had some talking points that they've gone over in their morning meeting, but that is not a real conversation. There are agendas that are set, and there are people like on Loose Women who have those honors, those whatever EBEs, GBEs, GDDs. They have those things, and so they have to stay in that position. And some of them are just so racist and intolerant that it's easy for them. It's like taking a breath. It's as easy as taking a breath. So um, don't take those people so serious because they have a job to do, and some of them are more into it than others. But if you ever consider that these people are trying to have a serious conversation or trying to settle some misinformation, that's a mistake because those people, they really don't care. They don't care about any of that stuff. But some of them are just hateful and racist, and they really would like to see the Sussexes, you know, broke and homeless and probably even worse, to be honest, which I hate to even think of it, but that's truly how they feel. And as for, oh boy, my sister Whoopi Goldberg, I don't know what to say about her. Whoopi's a lot of things, and I don't know where she's coming from these days, but Whoopi was given that moderator position by Barbara Walters, and she has to deliver on that position that she has. Okay, she has to deliver on that position. So um, I hope that explains everything. But she has to be consistent, and it's easy for her because she's never been so much this or that in the first place. Okay, so don't take it so serious. And stop looking for those people to say the things that you hope that they're going to say, that you might hear the things that you want to hear, because that's not their job. Their job is what they hear in that earpiece. They're not speaking to us. Okay? All right. And this is just the wrong time for that. And this family is going through a lot right now. And I think that we need to have respect for them. And we need to respect the difficult time that they're having. Yeah. And it's a cruel discussion to have. Is it necessary to have it right now? I don't know when she's not crying. If she's not crying, I think there's something wrong with her. She has been boo-hooing and boo-hooing all over British television. Now, you know what? I think that she may be a better actress than we give her credit for. She may be a better actress than we actually give her credit for. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe we have overlooked her ability. I wonder if she was a drama major or is she just a drama mama? Drama major or drama mama? But I'm telling you, next time I see this, I'm going to have them do a well being check because she's not well. I am going to have to call out to LA and have them do a well being check. And you know who I'm going to call, right?
Police! 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 Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Help! Police! Help!
Yeah, I'm going to have to call a popo because she's not well. Let me see. Whoopi has never supported Black women who are more accomplished than her or outshine her. She expects them all to give her adulation. Thus, successful Black women are a threat to her. Thank you, Legs. Thank you very much for that. And as always, Legs, you put it right in perspective, in sharp perspective. Thank you so much. And now is just the wrong time to be having this conversation. And why are they messing with Camilla? Now, right here, wickedly funny, fiercely independent, and deliciously controversial. You'll never guess what Kennedy Nation will say next. Now, this is the person who wrote the article about the UCLA guy. I told you that is the embodiment of Velma. She truly is a Velma. She is racially ambiguous, sexually ambiguous. Everything is ambiguous. I'm not even sure she's human. I'm not sure what she is. She may be a cartoon. She may not. She may be a guy. She may be a girl. You just can't tell. Just like Velma, you just can't be sure. She is humanly ambiguous. I'm not sure of any of those things, but she's the new kid on the block. She was welcomed to the Daily Mail on March the 27th. So, in other words, she probably has a contract and she ain't going anywhere. But I also discovered that she is on Fox News. Doesn't that explain it? She's on Fox News. And see, now you understand why I said I think she may actually be of mixed race. I can't tell, but she may actually be of mixed race or part Oompa Loompa. Yeah, she may be part Oompa Loompa. Maybe she wears the same foundation that Donald Trump wears, but she may be part Oompa Loompa. Oompa, Oompa, loopity dum. If you are on Fox News, you drink rum. Yeah. Sussex Love says she's probably an AI. I like that. All right, Sussex Love, she's an AI. Yeah, she is AI, artificial intelligence. which makes sense because she just makes up stuff. It is an exceptional day for Kennedy Nation. Today marks the 500th episode of Kennedy Saves the World. She reminisces through the years of the best podcasts in the world and shares some of her personal favorite episodes. Now, I was so disappointed when I realized that she is followed by Ronan Farrow, Romano, I don't know who that is, Matt Walton, I don't know, but Donna Brazil, the Democrat Party icon, Donna Brazil. She used to be the chairman of the Democrat Party. And Soledad O'Brien follows her. Oh God, I'm pretty sure that these are professional relationships. I hope none of those people share her ideology. I should hope not. But Ronan Farrow, oh my God, this is a disaster. But yeah, she's yes, Donna Brazil, Democrat strategist, and she. Oh, you know what? She was the head of Al Gore's reelection campaign. But no, and she was also the party chairman. I think she was a party chairman. She's worn a few hats for the Democrats. That much I'm sure of. She is definitely in the family way. And amazing hair, Donna Brazil. I've always, oh, and she lost so much weight. Oh, she looks good. But she's always beautiful, big or small. She's a very beautiful woman. Stop showing off, Meghan Markle, told to be more like Princess Kate to stop criticism. Meghan has been told to stop wearing expensive clothes to prevent accusations of hypocrisy over climate change by avoiding private jets. Meghan Markle has been warned again, showing off her privileged lifestyle. Won't, wait, what does that say? Let me pull that down. If she wants to win over the British public, the Duchess of Sussex, as you can see, it says Sussex. The Duchess of Sussex, the Duchess of Sussex has been an unpopular figure in the UK. You see what I'm saying? They're so eager to criticize Meghan that they can't even spell right. You know, you really obsessed when you can't spell right. The Duchess of Sussex has been an unpopular figure in the UK after her acrimonious exit from the royal family alongside Prince Harry. A PR expert believes that the couple has not helped their standing with the public due to their use of private jets, expensive clothing, and lack of relatability with the public. Speaking to the Mirror, there's that name again, Lynn Karaat. A public relations guru from Pressbox PR said that the Sussexes need to become more relatable to the British public. She adds Meghan could consider toning down her use of designer labels and opting for frugal options like Kate. First of all, if she wore frugal, that is, options like Kate, she'd probably break out from all of the cheap dye and synthetic materials, not to mention overpriced mother of the bride fashions. I mean, the day that Meghan needs to follow Kate's example when it comes to dressing. And see, the reason, and I know some people say, well, you know, if you talk about this, you're not doing anything but helping them. We also have to push back. We have to share. We have to share our receipts with people who don't know better. And when we do that, like for instance, people on TikTok, people on other platforms that can really make a difference, especially where the younger generation is concerned, by doing that, giving them that information, as that information has been shared with me. Like for instance, this here came from a reliable source that I use for information. I didn't have to go and click on this article. I trust that it is worded properly. These are screenshots. I didn't have to go and give them engagement to get this. But again, you need to trust that source, because if not, it could be something that is made up, right? And they would love for the Sussex squad to misquote or misrepresent. They would love that. But thing is, this is all very true, that someone took the time, because we discussed that Lynn Carr, it's just too many R's and too many T's in that name, right? Anyway, or am I seeing double? Whatever the case may be, that particular person has been hired by those right wing hacks to go after the Sussexes. Everything that they're saying in this article really relates to Will and Kate and Camilla and her poodle, Charles III. Charles III is Camilla's poodle. All of that relates to them. The Sussexes has taken commercial jets more often than anybody else in that family. The Sussexes wear sustainable fashions. There's an example that I have seen. Women in Paris, French women, they have a very refined sense of taste and class and fashion. Uh, French people don't go for big labels. When I was in France, I didn't see a bunch of labels. I saw quality pieces. They go for something that is going to last for years, something that is going to be stylish, sustainable, something that's not going to go into a landfill. That is how a lot of people in France dress. That's how a lot of women there dress. They have a great sense of taste. Going from London to Paris, let me tell you something, and no offense to my friends from the UK, but in comparison, London is a slob. The people there, even the hobos were elegant in Paris. Even the hobos were elegant. The homeless people had a sense of taste, a sense of fashion in comparison. So Megan has always worn anything that has purpose. Her clothing has always had purpose. And they're trying to make up something. This is a big lie that Megan leans on wearing expensive clothes. No, Megan leans on quality, not expensive, quality. Megan wears just a handful of designers at any given time. Megan has put a denim, actually, two denim companies, the one in South Africa, that one designer in South Africa, and the one that's in the UK. I believe they were in Wales, have put those people on the map. That handbag company, what is it? Whatever the name of that company is, that purse that she carried, and then of course Camilla got one. Um, Nobody knew about that company. I saw that leather guy that's on YouTube. He purchased one of those purses and praised Megan for buying something that cost about 20% of the price of some of those high end handbags. He said it's the same quality at about 20%, a third of the price, whatever it was. He praised her for that. How come that's not in this article? Because this article is designed as a means to go after our princess, the people's princess. That's what this is about. It's not about truth, it's about exploiting hostility. It's hitching the wagon to what's already been put before this person by all of the derangers and the haters, and of course the royal rota. Megan doesn't have a problem when it comes to her fashion. Not for the price, because she can afford it, not for sustainability, because that's her first choice, and certainly not because she shows off. We barely see Megan. We've seen her wear pieces that she's had for ages. When they went to the countdown for the Invictus Games, um, she was wearing boots that anybody would wear, but they were quality. And guess what? Quality costs more. But don't demand that a black woman apologize for making wise choices. And this is what it is she's a, this whoever this person is, the Lynn Karate, whatever her name is, and the person that wrote the article, Charlie Bradley, they're exploiting that idea of black people showing out, black people flashy. That's what this is about. They're accusing the black woman of showing out and being flashy. And why are they doing this? Because their standard bearer, the English Rose, is MIA. And they don't want Megan to outshine her. So Megan has to be 50%. She has to dim her light because of the problems that other people are having in that family. At 42 years old, this is a fantastic time to be Rachel Meghan Markle. And they know it. Young enough to, what is that, old enough to know better and young enough not to care? The 40s are fantastic. And anybody who's ever lived through their 40s, they know that you're never more powerful than who you are at age 40. And so it's a very good time to be Megan. A great time to be Megan. And that scares them because Megan is such a dynamic person in her 40s compared to some of the other riffraff in that family that are still trying to come into themselves. They're still trying to find their voice. They're still trying to become their own person. Being around the family for 20 years, being married into the family for over 10 years, and you're still keening? You're still keening? It has been keening season for 20 years. It's been keening season. When do they grow up? When do they grow up? Sussex Love says, be more like Kate. Megan, be... Thank you, Sussex Love. And Connie Balmer. Connie Balmer! Thank you for the super sticker. And thank you for being a member and being here tonight. And thank you for all of those great gifts that you sent me. I still think about that every day. Every time I reach for a Ricola, I think about it. Thank you so much. Okay. Now, Kate Middleton and her twisted mouth does not care about hungry or poor kids. The royal family will get a raise in the next year or two and didn't move one mountain for the people who fund them. I'm off. Wait a minute. I'm off of clothes and wigs now. Here's the joke. So this was a quote. I believe it was from a squatty. And that was the caption that went along with that photo. And I remember this because I believe the blouse that she's wearing, if I'm correct, I think it was like 350 pounds or something like that. And so because of the tone deafness of this public service announcement, This is when people were saying, you know what, somebody's got it in for Kate. Somebody is sabotaging Kate because this was so stupid. This and that trip to that baby bank or family food clothing bank, they all of that happened in the fall of 2023. Big mistake. When she took those kids to that shelter, it looked like a commercial. It looked like a Sonoma commercial. And then this right here with the mermaid hair and that overpriced Hansel and Gretel top, it was just wrong on so many levels. People struggling financially. And then here comes one of the most privileged people on the planet talking to them. Children in Need viewers divided over Kate Middleton's tone deaf opening to BBC show. Children in Need viewers have left uh, been being well, I'm sorry. Children in Need viewers have left been have left. I don't know why that looks weird, right? Have left been left divided. Oh wait, maybe it's a typo. As Kate Middleton opens the year's BBC show on Friday evening, November 17th. Remember, I said it was in the fall. The Princess of Wales made a special appearance to share an important message as the televised fundraising night got underway. One of the most privileged people in the world is doing a promo for a fundraiser. The 41-year-old looked stunning in a blue blouse as she spoke to the camera and said, as she looked to the camera and said, and well, the mom of three continued. Okay. I'm sorry. I got to stop. Okay. The 41-year-old looked stunning in a blue blouse as she spoke to the camera and said, "Tonight is tonight is all about helping to support, champion, and empower all children to be the very best they can be, which is crucial for their future health and happiness." Right? The mom of three, our relationship. The mom of three continued. Our relationship surrounding and experiences during the earliest years, there's the early years, lay the foundation that shaped the rest of our lives. And yet, sadly, we know that for too many people, stressful and traumatic situations in early childhood can cause harm, and it can make many years to it may take many years to overcome. So, uh, but people, that was what was trending the next day, where people were outraged that Kate appearing looking like a Stepford wife, really, with the perfect hair, the perfect top, the perfect everything, telling people what to do with their kids. This is someone who has a team of nannies helping her. They have 4 homes. Will and Kate share 4 homes. What do you know about our relationships surrounding and experiences during the earliest years? You had help. This is tone deaf. You had help, and people called her out for it. Yeah, people called her out for it. So, let me see here. Gracie Mfawabi says, Baron, Princess Meghan was not the princess that spent 30,000 pounds for a headpiece that looked like made in dollar store Another royal queen cohort wore 50,000-pound brooch. These people are crazy. Exactly. Thank you so much, Gracie. Um, and that's the other thing that's missing from, I mean, the idea that someone would look at Meghan as being out of touch when you have the royal family wearing these costumes. Every time William goes somewhere, it requires a helicopter. Every time Kate goes somewhere, she jumps in a helicopter. There are plenty images of Kate walking to the helicopter by herself. So if you're saying that Meghan is out of touch, that is offensive because you are singling out a Black woman in exchange for the English rose as though Kate, be more like Kate what? Because Kate shows up every so often wearing something cheap and inexpensive. What are you trying to prove there? Because when it comes down to it, Kate lives a lavish lifestyle. She has a glam squad, as hard as that is to believe. She has a staff of 62 that wait on her hand and foot. She could go to her mama's house. They got a house in Scotland. They got an apartment at Kensington Palace. She lives in that Adelaide cottage. It's adjacent to Windsor Castle. She go there whenever she want to. And of course, they have the Admiral Hall. How many times have we saw them walking out to the helicopter? It's like a centipede, a whole line of Welleses headed for the helicopter. This is incredible. This is tone deaf. This is tone deaf. A PR expert believes the couple has not helped their standing with the public due to their use of private jets, expensive clothing, and lack of relatability to the public. Are you serious? How is that possible? I mean, Charles flew his Bentley to Paris. Charles flew the state Bentley to Paris. At least Queen Elizabeth symbolically took a train, not the private train, not the private royal train, but a regular commuter train. She would take it at least a couple times a year. As old as she was, she would hop on the train. Just to remind people, we do have a rail service. I ride the train too. We all know it's a bunch of BS, but at least she did it. Oh, by the way, Gracie, again, thank you so much for your super chat. Greatly appreciate it. And yeah, thank you. But it's just of all the caucasity of it. The caucasity of it. Comparing Meghan and Harry to billionaire Prince William and a woman who's never worked a day in her life. Unless you want to include passing out drinks to the president of Volkswagen on a yacht, if that's work. To having late night business meetings with Sir Richard Branson, that's work. It's shocking. I keep looking at this. I keep looking at it. Meghan has been told. Who's telling her what? She has been told to stop wearing expensive clothes to prevent accusations of hypocrisy. That is rich coming from that family. That is rich. You know what? I need to send this to Republic. I need to send this to Republic. This should be on Republic's timeline. Because this article is not about Meghan. If you want to talk about hypocrisy and the day that Meghan needs to be more like Kate, the day that Meghan needs to be more like Kate, I give up. I give up. The idea that anybody, for any reason, would say that Meghan should be more like Kate. That would be putting yourself in the position of a child. That would be really dumbing yourself down, not being accountable for the things around you. I mean, Kate has had the ultimate free ride. That's just sick. This is just, it's disgusting. And the person who wrote it should be embarrassed. Let me see. Angelina Stanley, thank you so much for the super sticker. And as always, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. I mean, this one right here, I'm stuck. I just keep looking at it. Showing off her privileged lifestyle? Did they not see Kate dressed up like the mother of a solid gold dancer? Did they not see that? Where she was dressed up like the mother of a solid gold dancer? That they should ever consider the Sussexes as the privileged ones, when you have these people to compare them to. And that's exactly why that guy was saying that you're not alone, sitting on a bench at a castle that you live in, sitting on the bench at a castle for someone who's never worked, all they had to do was just show up and look a certain way. That was it. They didn't choose Kate for her outspokenness. They didn't choose Kate because of her life of public service, philanthropy, humanitarianism. They chose her because they figured she'd just keep her mouth shut and stay in her place. Mission accomplished. I don't care nothing about any of those people you see right there. I don't care about them, not in the least. But I care about the person who has been bullied and abused to try to make them seem like they're sensible people. That I care about. That bothers me. That bothers me. A collection of misfits. I will say this much. Charles has vision. Charles has worked. Charles has done a lot of things with that silver spoon that he was handed at birth. He's done a lot with it. He's done some incredible things, but he's a lesson of irony, hypocrisy, hypocrisy. What's the other word I'm looking for? Contradiction. A lesson of contradiction. The embodiment of contradiction. Because while he has all these great qualities, while he's so busy trying to help other people, he won't help his own son. He took security away from his son, who lives under the threat of bodily harm along with his family. And Charles, who is supposed to have so much incredible vision for Britain, for the world, he actually took his son's security away. So, whatever goodwill that I have for Charles is undone. His treatment of Princess Diana, whatever goodwill I have for Charles is undone. I can't look at him as having leadership qualities. because he's been a failure with his family, just like his mother has been a failure with her family. An absolute failure. The only person that he has ever uplifted and supported in his life is that troll standing next to him. He thought so much of his mother. He had so much respect for his mother that he's taken this his fellow adulterer and made her the head of the household. The Maundy Day service, she wasn't supposed to do that. Being called the Queen, that wasn't supposed to happen. The Commonwealth Day, the most important day on the Queen's calendar. And what happens? Camilla's leading it. Trooping the colors, Camilla. Now, that occasion, Charles is usually on horseback. No, that's too easy. I'm not even going to say nothing. But that's too easy. That's beneath me. Um, but Camilla's going to lead that. Camilla's going to ride in the same carriage that her mother in law rode in. All of those things. None of this was supposed to happen, and yet here we are. Nothing is anybody's fault, but yet here we are. And someone has the nerves to write an article telling our Duchess that she needs to tone it down. And so obviously, this person wasn't speaking directly to Meghan, but the purpose of this article from both the PR expert and from this Charlie Bradley is to create enough hostility in social media that people are going to go after the Sussexes, that they are going to spread a bunch of misinformation and a bunch of hatred online. These tabloids feed apathy and hostility on social media. That is the whole point of this article. Is it's a tool, it's a talking point so that people will be hypercritical of everything that Harry and Meghan does. But yet the people that are truly um, getting by for doing the least, there's nothing said about them. All of that stopped because Meghan married into that family. Camilla is the wonderful mother that William should have had, the wife that Charles deserved and should have had from the beginning, even though everybody in the royal family didn't think so. They thought she was not the right kind of woman. I'll just say that. But now everything is right about her. Everything is right. And Kate, one of the laziest people who have ever drawn a breath, suddenly Kate is like she's corporate Barbie. She's corporate Barbie. She's capable of making a casserole or leading a business meeting, right? She has an invisible jet, just like Wonder Woman. She's capable of anything. As a matter of fact, that's what that article said when she played the piano. Is there anything that Kate can't do? She's capable of anything. She's capable of everything. And then William, of course, he's supposed to be the international man of mystery. He's a pilot, a secret agent. Let me see. He's oh, he's a global leader, right? He's a global figure. He's a global leader. Let us not forget that William is ranks among people like Winston Churchill, um, Indira Gandhi. Who else? Um, oh, John F. Kennedy, Franklin Roosevelt, Disraeli. He's all of those things. Yeah, that's who he is. He's an international figure. Now, just because he went over to the United Nations and people wouldn't meet with him because he was standing outside waving for attention, trying to make people notice him, ignore that. Ignore that. Just because he queued in line outside of the Secretary General's office like any tourist to take a photo, ignore that too, because this is a real global leader. All right. And all he had to do was to get some of those what do you call it? Those Wellington boots and rubber pants and some of those oven mitts and go out there in the Hudson River to talk about pollution. Meanwhile, the runoff from some of the municipalities in Britain is killing people. They say some of the best swimming places along the coast, you can't even go there because of the raw sewage that is being dumped in there. But this fool goes over to New York City. Now, anybody else would have been roundly criticized by the press. But because of the invisible contract, nothing is said about it. When people wake up and they realize exactly what has been happening with that family, William is spending tens of millions of dollars of the public's money trying to compete with his brother. Millions of dollars of the public's money to compete with Harry. And look at the results. People are laughing at him. People laughed so hard when they went to Jamaica, you couldn't even hardly stand up straight. I mean, people were doubled over with laughter at those two, at Will and Kate. So, if the purpose of him being an international leader, a global leader, if it was because he's trying to film a new comedy / reality show, mission accomplished. It's funny, it's spontaneous, it's Willie. Oh, no, I'm over here. So, oh yeah. By the way, you guys, it is the 5th birthday anniversary of Byline Times, and they are asking people to please get a subscription to Byline Times. I've made a donation, but I really am considering a subscription. So if you want to support their work, do that, because one of the reasons why certain people are not on television and not even on YouTube is because of Byline Times. They have really put the heat on that person. And if that means anything to you, maybe you'll consider getting a subscription. Well, you know what, guys? I have some good news. Burst Russian dam calamity sparks looting. Putin orders crackdown on lawlessness as more than 4,500 people are evacuated after 31-foot high deluge flooded city of Orsk. Well, thank goodness Pierce Morgan was saved. As you can see, one of the emergency responders is cradling Pierce Morgan and taking him out of that filthy water. So, thank goodness, because we don't want anything to happen to Pierce Morgan before his trial, if they ever, decide to build a case against him. So, again, Pierce Morgan was safely extracted from this deluge of water, and hopefully he'll be in front of a commission of judges or whatever. But yeah, so that is some good news, and I didn't want you guys to start your day or end your day without some good news. So there you have it. Old Hoghead has been rescued. And with that, you guys, guess what? I think I'm done. Yes, I think I'm done. So thank you, Mod Squad, for keeping us a safe space. 2.5 hours, my God. I didn't mean to do that, but 2.5 hours. Thank you so much, you guys. And thank you again, Mod Squad, as always. And to the person that I blocked earlier, I hope I never see or hear from you again. Good luck with your channel where everything is going to be perfect. And to the other one, good luck to you with your channel where you can decide what I can and cannot see. Um, Also, when you see our queens, it's time to go, and you know what I mean. So, I am going to work on getting us on earlier in the day. Um, yeah, once I switch my schedule back around, I'm going to work on getting us on earlier in the day. So, if everything works out, don't expect to see Royal Sussex on at this hour. We'll probably come on sooner rather than later. Anyway, I'm working on it. Um, Also, there is supposed to be a solar eclipse tomorrow. So you have that to look forward to, a solar eclipse. There are certain places where the clouds will prevent that, and some of the best places is Texas, Ohio, maybe Tennessee or something like that. So good luck. Remember to exercise caution as you look up to the sky. There are certain glasses that's used for that, but yeah, don't risk looking up in the sky because that could be a problem. Uh, but okay, and so again, happy birthday to Elaine. Was it Marcus? Happy birthday to her. And okay. Oh yeah, and thank you all for your very thoughtful and generous contributions. I'm going to look for something we can close with today. Oh, Niagara Falls is a good place. Cool, cool. I hope anyone who lives around Niagara Falls has a great opportunity to see it. But I saw this guy on YouTube, and he was saying that that with the solar eclipse, that means that with the alignment of the moon and the sun, that that is one of the indicators of seismic activity. And of course, when those tectonic plates are, pulled upon, kind of like when Nana Akua buys a new wig, when those tectonic plates are pulled upon, it can cause seismic activity. So they were saying that that earthquake in New York should not have been a surprise. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that was something that fortunately no one was hurt. And, a book falling off the shelf, if that's the worst of it, then so be it. Yes, the floral dress at the Children's Hospital. That was, well, at least that's the second time that I know of. I know it was in the docu series, but again, that is the purpose of a quality piece is that you can wear it over and over. And Megan has donated clothes. Now, I don't know about Kate, but I do know that Megan has donated clothes. Do you guys remember that funny story about well, Megan told the story herself, where she was at the I don't know if it was a SmartWorks or where it was, but she was there volunteering her time, and there was a lady that she was trying to help her, put together something for a job interview, and Megan had suggested that she try this handbag with that outfit, and the girl was like, "Ah, no, I don't like that. Mm-mm. No, I don't like it." The only thing is, it was Megan's purse. Megan had donated it, and because she doesn't take herself so serious, she thought it was hilarious, and it was funny when she said that. But yeah, it was her purse, and she was just like, this will go great with that. And the lady was like, "Nah, mm-mm." Oh, you're right about that. I have seen that Carol Middleton. She wore that pink dress. She wore that blue flight attendant's dress. That's one, two. I'm trying to think, but I have a few photos of Carol Middleton wearing some of Kate's clothes. Hmm. And when she wore that pink dress, For some reason, she didn't wear a slip underneath it, and you could kind of see too much. But yeah, very true, very true. Megan has impeccable taste, and of course, what do you call it? Megan wears sustainable things. That's what really gets me is that. Oh, let me stop talking about that column because that was crazy. I was deeply offended by that. And again, it's not to give them engagement, but I just want to make sure that people know the difference before anybody ever dares believe some of that nonsense. I just think it's necessary to make sure that we tell the truth as it is, and not as they try to make it out to be. So otherwise, it's giving them too much power. We don't want to do that. So, let me see. Oh, I'm glad I didn't share that one. Um, okay. Okay, here's one. It's not a prayer, but it's a little ending for us. 6 ethics of life. Before you pray, believe. Before you speak, listen. Before you spend, earn. Before you write, think. Before you quit, try. And before you die, live. Is that deep? Is that deep? How about that? Think about that one. Yeah, think about that one. Now, that one is clever. I like that one. One more time. One more time. 6 ethics of life. Before you pray, believe. Before you speak, listen. Before you spend, earn. Before you write, think. Before you quit, try. And before you die, live. Live. You only get one turn in this life, so live it to the fullest. And try before you quit. Think before you start writing. Earn before you start spending that paycheck. Wait till you get the money in the bank. And before you speak, listen first. You might learn something. And of course, before you pray, believe. If you don't believe yourself, then it's going to water down your prayers. So it's best if you believe. Okay. Thank you all so much, and good night. Thank you, and love you guys. I'll see you all tomorrow, and hopefully earlier rather than later. We'll see how it goes. And let us end with Once Upon a Time.